What's going on, everybody? So I guess this will be a vlog style video this week. We are in New York for a day or 2 days, and we are at Niagara Falls. So what we're going to do is just kind of show you around. Today we're going to go on to the Maiden of the Mist, and we were actually here last night for the lighting of the falls. What they do is they put LED lights on the Canadian side and they shine them on the falls, so they light up blue, green, red. I'll post some pictures here. So what's going to happen is we're here now during the day. We're going to see what it looks like. I don't have my good camera with me right now because we're going to go to the Maiden of the Mist, but when we're done with that, I'll pick up the good camera and get some good shots of the day. So since we have the dually now, we had to park at lot 2, which is not the main lot. You have to come over on Goat Island, and that's kind of a little tip. Go to Goat Island and park over there. Go over the American Falls Bridge, where you're going over the rapids, and it's actually a lot of people don't park over there. They'll walk over here from the other side, but not park over here. So it's kind of crazy being here last night in darkness and the difference. I mean, it is so spectacular. It was spectacular last night with the falls lit up, but now during the day, check this out. These are the famous Horseshoe Falls. So the view from the Canada side is obviously a lot better because we're at the falls. But guys, this is pretty scary. All those rapids coming down, all of that going into the falls. So to kind of give you an idea, where we started was over here. This is the Horseshoe Falls. We're now walking over here. These are the American Falls and the Bridal Veil, which we're about to see right on the other side. But you walk over this bridge, you come over here, and then we're gonna go to the Maiden of the Mist. It's kind of deceptive on how peaceful this is like what you see in North Carolina, peaceful. Oh, let's just play in the water. And then you go down, oh, we're gonna go under the bridge, and then death. Yeah. And I don't know if you can hear me, but that's the Cave of the Winds tour down there. So that's the American Falls and Bridal Veil Falls. We'll get up on that tower up there because that's only for Maiden of the Mist people. And the bridge behind it is the walkover bridge for Canada. Another bridge over the falls. Super powerful, super sketchy. Very intimidating, guys. I mean, it is like super intimidating. So there was a lot more people here last night than there was today. I mean, I guess, what is today? It is Thursday, and it's around 12 o'clock. But I can't believe, like, this was packed last night. So you got American Falls, Bridal Veil Falls, and then Horseshoe Falls back there. And of course, Canada, eh? Got our tickets. So it's kind of cool. We go on this observation deck, which is only for Maiden of the Mist people, but we're gonna go on the Maiden of the Mist first, then go on the observation deck. Kind of bummed because I wanted to come up here with the big camera and the 50mm lens or 80mm lens, kind of get a good overview shot. But
you can go back and walk and get it.
Can we come back? So hopefully Renee says we can come back. If that's the case, that'd be super cool, because I'll tell you what, that shot right there with the big camera would look super, super cool. Time to put the trash bag on or else we're gonna get soaked. Renee is blued up. All right, so we're dressed up. Here we go. This is gonna be crazy. It's crazy already to be this low, and look at the falls over here. Like right there. So something that's cool is the new Maiden of the Mist boats went from diesel to electric. So no more pollution and no more diesel exhaust. But the Canadian ones on the Canadian side are still diesel. You can hear them rumbling when they go upstream. Well, there's something that happens. I got a bee inside my thing and I just got stung on the head. I don't know if the stinger's still in there. Oh yeah, it is. I can feel it. Oh my God, that hurts. All right, so I still got a stinger in my head. What are the chances that happens? I got a bee in my thing, just got stung on my head. Yeah, I was like, something's itching. Well, if it's gonna happen to anybody, it's gonna happen to me. Here we go. We're gonna make our way to the Horseshoe Falls with a big headache. Nothing. Being up top is impressive. Being at the base of it is almost scarier. So far, cool?
Yeah.
Yeah? Would you recommend this?
Oh yeah.
100%?
Definitely.
What, is he trying to make us dizzy? So kind of crazy. We were all talking about how they charge the boats. They have lithium-ion batteries, and they're saying they're using Tesla's technology. When they dock and unload and load, it takes 7 minutes to fully charge the boat for each trip. So not too bad with the electric technology. So we're getting soaked. I'll stay on this side of me so you're not getting wet. Come on, well, good thing it's a hot day. As long as you have one of the sweat wicking shirts on, it's fine. But oh my God, we're getting blasted. It's like walking in a rainstorm. Trying to hide behind this person in front of me. All right, stupid us. Going up there is just a picture opportunity. It's not actually an exit. So if you don't want to go get soaked, let's say if you forgot your poncho, don't come up here. Wow, how was that?
A little wet.
A little wet? It's a lot of wet. Wasn't expecting all that. Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel as hot anymore. Like we said, stay till the end of the video. We're going to give you tips and tricks, or at least tips and inside stuff about Niagara Falls. Now, as you can see, totally different clothes, totally different setting.
That's our first trick. Changing clothes.
Changing clothes, yes. What we did, we actually recorded in the truck while we were done, but we had the AC on, and the AC drowned out the audio, just kind of like how you heard the waterfall sounds kind of drowning out the audio. So number one is
Parking. With the dually now, well, there was two ways we did. The first night we went was a Wednesday night, and we parked in the main lot, but we went there around 7:30 because we wanted to see the sunset and we wanted to see the LEDs on the falls. So I think the majority of people had left. That's how we were able to get in the main lot. Two things about parking. On Wednesday when we went around 7:30, they didn't charge us, but we went the next day around noon-ish. Maybe 11.
11, a little before noon, and it's $10 for weekdays and $15 for a weekend. With the dually, we were told to park in lot 2 or 3, and just to let you know, that's Goat Island. That's not the main parking lot at the national park there. You have to go across a couple bridges, the American Falls Bridge or the American Rapids Bridge, and you go to the other side. And it's cool because that's where the Horseshoe Falls are, and then you just make your way over to the other side, so you'll get to see everything.
And we could fit in parking lot 1.
Yeah.
It's just it was full when we went the next day, which we thought when we drove down the street it didn't look busy, but as soon as we got to the parking lot it was packed.
Yeah, it was super packed.
So we don't know the first night if they don't charge after a certain time, or we don't know. Like, we didn't pay for parking. Nobody else could get the machines to work, so I don't know if it's no parking or what.
Yep. And actually the gates were open. So it wasn't like we just busted through the gate or whatever. The gates were open. So, when we got there, they were all down. You pay for it, the gate goes up, and you go in.
So it might be free after a certain time. So.
Yep. All right. Number 2.
Be prepared for lots of walking if you choose to want to see the different falls. If you just want to go for one, then it's not too far. But if you want to see the different falls and not drive from parking lot to parking lot, there is pathways, but there is a lot of walking. So just be prepared for walking, comfortable shoes, comfortable clothing to be walking in if that's what you choose you want to do and see the different falls.
Renee mentioned about comfy clothes, comfy shoes. If you wear tennis shoes, you go on the Maid of the Mist, plan on getting soaked with your feet, okay? Unless you stay down below, then you're probably going to be okay, but you're probably going to be walking around and squeak the rest of the day. So I wore my Chaco sandals. You had your normal Vionic flip-flops on, and it's well worth it. It is hot. When we went, I was wearing the sweat-wicking shirts, and so was Renee. And when we got wet, it felt really cool. It was really nice. It was really nice to be wet in the hot, hot sun and just kind of cool off.
And not being caught and being wet. Being in sweat-wicking.
Oh,
so
cotton shirt. Yeah,
it dried really quick, so if you were in cotton, it probably wouldn't have been as comfortable.
Yeah, and cotton, when it's soaking wet, is heavy, and it doesn't cool you off. You actually get hotter because it doesn't dry, so you're wearing hot water clothes. So that being said, dress warm.
No, not dress warm.
Dress for warm weather if you're there in the warm time, but also it's open in the winter time and you don't want to get wet in the winter time, so dress accordingly. But we don't do too much in the winter where it's cold. And the
Maid of the Mist, I think, shuts down at a certain time too, obviously, because it's too cold to be out there. Along with walking, you'd want to make sure you put plenty of water, Gatorade, any kind of thing to keep you hydrated.
Yes.
Food, snacks.
Yes. If you're not used to hiking, walking upstairs, and the heat, this is not the place to bring iced tea and Coca-Cola for your hydration. You definitely want water or Gatorade, and plenty of it if you go in the summertime. There was plenty of people who looked like they were ready to fall out and sitting under the shade because they weren't used to walking that much and they didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. But it was 86 degrees, 80% humidity, direct sun, not a lot of wind, and it was hot. There was a lot of people there that just looked like they were absolutely dying. So snacks to replace your your sugar, definitely a lot of electrolytes and water. And there are a couple places where you can refill your water bottle. So if you take like a Yeti or a Nalgene bottle or something, or a hydration backpack, you can refill it out there, and it is totally friendly to bringing your own bottles. There's a water station there where you put it under and water falls from the top.
And there is little like souvenir shops that has food and drinks and stuff, and there's restaurants along little main street area. So if you don't want to bring something, you just want to buy it, there is stuff you can buy along the way. And also you can like take a picnic if you're with a family or whatever. So there's plenty of places of grass and shade where you can just make a little picnic area.
Definitely. All right,
and then kind of to go, I guess, kind of with the water, don't forget your sunscreen. I mean, if it's summertime, you definitely want sun. I mean, I got a little color from being out there.
Yeah, and it's not too bad. I saw some people wearing the long sleeve Columbia shirts, which are good if it's windy, but it wasn't windy, and it was just muggy and humid. So.
And we're from Florida, and we were.
Yeah, it was hot. Yeah, we were like, wow, this is like Florida summer, but as you saw us getting soaked on the crow's nest. As inconvenient and as crazy as we thought it was actually super comfortable. Yeah. And the benefits to going to the crow's nest with the sweat wicking clothes was we were dry by the time we got to the truck, so we didn't get into the truck soaking wet, and it was kind of nice to do that. What else?
You definitely want to, if you can, definitely try to go day and night. It's two totally different experiences. We went first at nighttime just because that's how it worked with our schedule. It was, beautiful to see everything lit up. Of course, it's dark, and then we got there during the daytime, and it was like totally different to see everything in the daylight.
Yeah.
So if you can, I definitely would suggest doing a night and a day trip over to see everything.
Yeah, and we were talking to people there. I asked them, I was like, "Have you seen this at night?" They're like, "No." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was showing people pictures that we took at night, and they had no clue that it was open at night, yet alone lit up with LED lights. And guys, let me tell you. After 8, the sunset's really pretty because it sets behind Canada, and like if you got good clouds, it makes really cool color. But as soon as the sun is gone and it gets dark, man, those falls, they light up with the LED. It is super cool, and they change the color like every 5 or 10 minutes. So it's really, really cool to see. It just creates a whole different atmosphere of the falls, and when I mean that, it was just the sound and the power. And just there's something about it that is just weird being there. All right, so I guess this is number 3. We haven't been keeping track.
Well, I think we're past number 3.
Number 3, whatever. So
another tip.
Another tip. Here we go. Tip number whatever.
If you're going to do the Maid of the Mist, I suggest getting there early. Because you buy a ticket and then you just get in line. There's no like, I'm going to book an appointment for 2 o'clock and show up at 2 and go on that tour. They don't do it like that. You buy your ticket and then you just get in line and you wait to get on the boat. So we got pretty lucky. We waited maybe half hour, 45 minutes, I think.
I think 45 minutes. And the reason why it was 45 minutes is because when we got our ticket and went down the line, that boat was already leaving. And it's 20-minute rotation. So by the time it came back, there was already a group in front of us that went, and when that one came back, we went on the third boat, I guess. So it's 20-minute cycles.
I've heard the line can be long, like hours to go. So like I said, you don't make an appointment, you just get in line.
And there's no shade in the lines either, guys. You're in the sun. There's no canopy, nothing. It's hot. You're in the sun.
And they give you your ponchos while you're in line, so kind of...
Don't put them on.
I say kind of a tip. I kind of think you would know this, but just don't put them on while you're waiting in line if it's hot, because it gets really hot in the ponchos. So.
It gets really sweaty and hot in the ponchos.
And some people are putting them on, I don't think they realize, so just don't put your ponchos on until you're ready to get on the boat.
There was actually staff telling them to take it off because they would overheat. Because there's obviously it's blocking all the wind. So.
It's plastic. You're wearing a plastic bag.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to drop some weight for wrestling or football like back in the day, you can wear it, but that's about it.
Just also... this is kind of what we tried to do. We went there first because we knew we were going to get wet and then be walking around, and it was hot, so we wanted to be wet while I walked around rather than being wet and then getting right in the truck. So if you can, probably do that first, kind of dry off while you walk around, look at stuff, and then when you get in your car, you probably wouldn't be wet.
All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed those tips, and we hope they were helpful enough to make your New York Niagara Falls trip a little better. So with that, we are at the Grand Design Rally in Indiana, and I think we're done.
I think so for this one.
I think so for this one. Guys, thanks again for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe notification or that subscribe button, and the bell icon is super important because we are going to be changing our times. Well, we're going to be testing our times to upload from, where are we, Elkhart or Goshen?
I think it's Goshen.
Goshen, Indiana, at the Grand Design Rally. We
started at Niagara, but now we're in Indiana.
Yeah. So video Niagara.
Just the way it worked out.
Just the way it works out. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the road.